Credit where credit's due. The Republicans manufactured a fake outrage distraction in this lipstick story that almost bought them a whole day of avoiding issues that matter. Here's Senator McCain's stump statement on one of those issues that matters, the war in Iraq.
Senator Obama said the surge wouldn't succeed. It said he couldn't succeed. He still fails to acknowledge that he was wrong. My friends, he's wrong on national security, and he has a record. This person is right on national security, and she's been right, and she understands those issues, and I'm proud of her.
After President Bush announced yesterday that troop levels will stay the same through the end of his presidency and that he proposes that the next president bring home just 8,000 troops next February, which would leave more American forces in Iraq indefinitely than were there before the surge, John McCain didn't go on camera to comment on the subject, opting instead for a short written statement, quoting, "Today's announcement of additional withdrawals of American forces in Iraq demonstrates what success in our efforts there can look like. Success means more troops there indefinitely than before the surge started?" Here's what works me up. A guy with a roughly 50-50 shot of being president will only talk about the surge, which is over, and not about the war, because he would rather talk about lipstick and celebrities than explain to the American people that his vision of success in Iraq has American troops there till the end of time. That's what works me up. Here to try to talk me down is Matt Continetti, staff writer for the Weekly Standard. Matt, delighted to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rachel.
I'm hoping you can talk me down. Tell me that John McCain is willing to talk about the war in Iraq instead of only about the surge, which is over.
Well, I partly agree with you. I think neither candidate is really talking about Iraq these days because the polls show that the most important issue for the electorate is the economy. And so, understandably, then, both of them are trying to talk about the economy.
Well,
but I think there's a reason that McCain is focusing on the surge.
Obama does say he wants out within Wait, hold on one second. Obama does say he wants out within 16 months. McCain will put no horizon like that on leaving. Right?
Yeah, but you're misrepresenting Obama's position, Rachel. He says he wants to try to get the combat troops out in 16 months.
Right.
He still reserves a special reaction force there, to which he doesn't specify how many troops are going to be there. And in fact, when you look at what his advisors are saying publicly, they're roughly going to have the same number of troops in Iraq at the end of that 16 months as probably would be there if you followed the Bush-McCain plan, which is have this conditions-based withdrawal. So what we're seeing when it comes to going forward in Iraq, to my mind anyway, is an actual convergence between the two candidates, not a divergence. And that's why McCain's talking about the surge.
When does the Bush-McCain plan have troops out of Iraq by?
Well, it doesn't, clearly. But Obama's not going to have the troops out of Iraq either. Let's get real here,
He does at least want to bulk up. He doesn't want everybody except a reaction force out within 16 months. The thing that I'm trying to get at, Matt, and the reason I asked you to join us, for which I'm grateful, is that I feel like McCain's plan here is that troops don't leave. This whole 100 years controversy, what he was saying, if you take him in context, was if they stop shooting at us, we have won the opportunity to stay there 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years. Why would you want to keep Americans there indefinitely?
No one wants to be there for 100 years. McCain doesn't want to be there for 100 years. The aforementioned factcheck.org, which was just cited on your program, has said that that's a slander against McCain to say that he wants the war to go on for 100 years. The point is that we're all coalescing around a specific policy. It's a conditions-based withdrawal policy, Rachel. Even Barack Obama now says that he wants to be as slow getting out of Iraq as we were hastily getting into Iraq.
The word would be careful, not slow, Matt, actually, if you're going to quote him.
Careful, slow, but it's basically amounts to the same thing,
no, it's actually a difference on the time frame here. Matt Continetti, I'm sorry that we don't have more
particular.
Matt, I'm sorry that we don't have more time to go through this. We're going to have you back to get into this in more detail in the future. Thank you for joining us.
I hope so.
Matt Continetti from the Weekly Standard. Thanks for joining us tonight.